fascinated by remote islands, uninhabited, which you can only reach if you have a boat. These Pacific islands exist far out in the Australian Coral Sea, visited by birds, occasionally turtles. But it takes courage to sail there, especially because I'm sailing alone. No one is out there to help you. And I know little about the dangers. Nothing, absolutely nothing should go wrong here. So I start exercising. I repair the head sails in the Marina Gladstone. Then I set sail for the Great Barrier Reef. I'm looking for uninhabited islands. Green is Reef, yellow is island. I want to exercise. How can I land? What do I need to take with me for safety? How strong are the currents and waves on these islands? First destination, Masthead Island. Life jacket, satellite phone. I program the number for marine rescue. Rescue signals. Water. Food. And I leave REYKJA to her fated anchor and turn the bow towards land. Paradise is waiting. A remote island is in my wildest dreams. Only the coconut palm is missing. We are in Australia after all. Instead, a magical forest. When I return, a surprise awaits me. The low tide has done its work. I'm stranded on the island. Now I must wait for 8 hours. In the evening, the water returns. Very shallow at first, then deep enough for the outboard motor. My next destination, not an island, but a reef. During high tide, Broomfield Reef is flooded. How I can land on the edge of the reef, where I park my dinghy, is a mystery. This reef really teaches you patience. It's only 90 minutes until the lowest tide and the reef is still covered with water. But I will start now. It's not a nice landing. The run of water flows over the reef like a river. I heave the dinghy onto a sandy spot, try to secure it, hope the line doesn't chafe, and make my way to the highest point of the reef. I had planned to go snorkeling, but the gut feeling is bad. Waves are high and the current is fast. I give it a miss. The next island, High Peak Island, is completely different. Wilderness and hills, no trail. But it looks like there are eroded areas in the jungle where I can walk. I jump into the water first, but the visibility is poor. So I walk. It's harder than I thought. My pace sometimes is 1 meter per minute. My gut feeling says, give up. My stubborn head says, go on. Finally, I've made it. The way back is a piece of cake because I find a better route from the top. And then I have a problem.
Yesterday when I wanted to start the engine, it didn't run. There's probably water in the motor and I need the help of a technician. So as for yesterday, I could anchor at Scoffle, an uninhabited island, under sail, and this morning I could start the boat under sail from the anchor, so that is quite nice actually. Going into the marina in Mackay, they don't have any means to tow me in, so I need to get to the marina and into a berth by my own means.
I feel uneasy about heading for a big harbor under sail, but the wind is favorable. Protected by the breakwater wall, I lower my dinghy into the water and start the outboard. 5 horsepower. REYKJA weighs 17 tons. The wind is blowing at 15 knots. I have to set the jib to get REYKJA going. The steering is less responsive than normal. Then I'm fast. Very fast. Too fast. Luckily, there's Wade from the neighboring boat Anui. He realizes my problem and grabs the middle mooring line.
Can you take me off? Just there at the top. Okay.
Done. The episode with the engine costs me 5,000 Australian dollars. In return, I get 6 cleaned injector nozzles, a perfectly running engine, and the technician raises the gooseneck for the exhaust 40 centimeters higher. In my opinion, there has been a design fault here for 40 years. What I did so far was exercising. Now I hope I'm more or less fit. The lonely islands out in the Coral Sea are about 3 or 4 days away from here. The map don't show them, or only shows them when you zoom in. The weather can be anything, but I've got a weather forecast. What is for certain is that probably there's no one out there. So if I set REYKJA onto a reef, or if I drift off in my dinghy on the way to the shore, I'll definitely have a problem here. Lihu Reef is an atoll, 100 kilometers long, with 24 uninhabited islands. You enter it from the windward side. That means from where the swell comes in. That's very unusual. Until now I have only entered atolls from the leeward side. I spent a sleepless night. I discovered the passage using the nautical map. I haven't found out if anyone has ever traveled through it. Is it really deep enough? A 3-meter-high wave breaks at 6 meters depth. The nautical map says 9 meters depth. In reality, everything fits perfectly. The wind drops as predicted. The waves are a maximum of 2 meters, hardly any seas. Flocks of birds on Hermit Crab Island. I think of Hitchcock's film, The Birds. What if they were to swoop down on me now? I don't really know much about birds, but I've got time. I can observe them. Terns, for example, are shy and fly at great distances. I move more slowly, I sit down, they let me get closer. The masked boobies are different. They hardly ever fly away and there's always something going on. Offspring harass their parents for food, with cries. Babies in down are sometimes bigger than their mother but cannot fly, only squawk. That seems to be their only weapon. Maybe the beak as well, but I'd rather not try it out. There are lovers, they pick up grains of sand, move in synchronization, and test this and that. Their colleagues are brown boobies, numerous but shyer. They are the Hitchcock birds here. The second island, Georgina Cay, has less beach, but a lot of caked sedimentary rock. This forms pools and is a playground for crabs. The hermit crabs are funny. They hide in the most abstruse snail shells, like people at carnival. Island number 3, East Diamond Islet, has a sheltered anchorage, and small trees grow here, with consequences. Rare red-footed boobies breed in the trees. They're beautiful. Blue beaks, red decorations, and red feet. Right next door, huge frigate birds' nests. They are masters at flying, but would soak up the water. That's why they terrorize other birds from above, until they choke out their prey. Then they catch the prey in flight. They also need the trees. My highlight, green turtles. At first I only see tracks. Then a few bob up and down in the surf zone. Finally, to perform a bizarre game with flipper slapping and action. Fight or love? Rape or pleasure? My knowledge ends here. But don't tell anyone that turtles aren't hot-blooded. I sail back with the feeling I've seen life. And I'm glad this is how it looked like and not otherwise.